Hey guys, welcome back to another painting tutorial. Today I'm going to be painting a Primaris Outrider, and we're doing a Blood Angel scheme on him. So the first color I'm going to be using is Beastie Brown, and I'm doing this through an airbrush and just creating a fade on the armor pieces over the bike and over the Space Marine on it. So next I'm going to be using Stonewall Gray, and I'm going to be dry brushing all the edges with this and doing stippling and just adding texture with this lighter gray color over the brown. So that's what it's looking like after the Stonewall Gray. Next I'll be using Dead White, and I'm just using a smaller dry brush this time and being more focused with it on where I'm applying it. So really just focusing on the very ends or central points of where things meet. So next I'll be using Bloody Red, and I use this more like a wash. So I'll do 1 part paint and 4 parts water to really thin it down. That way all our texturing from before will still show through, but at the same time this red is tinting that brown, giving it more of a warmer color while still maintaining the details underneath. So next I'll use Orange Fire, and I'll be dry brushing with this and hitting all the same spots as we did with the Stonewall. And we can do the same effect on all the armor pieces on the Space Marine as well. And then we'll be doing the same thing, 1 part paint, 4 parts water with the Bloody Red, again, right over top of the Orange Fire that we just dry brushed. And this just helps blend everything back in together. And that'll be the last step for the armor pieces. Now I'm using Gunmetal Gray, and basically just basing all the metallic pieces. So like the rivets and the wheel itself, and then the exhaust and stuff like that. And then I'll be using the black game ink, and I thin this down 1:1 with water. And we're washing the metallic bits as well as anything that I think needs a black wash. So like the sword, I'm going to leave black. It's got texture from the previous steps. Whenever I did the Stonewall Gray, I did it on the whole model. And so the black pieces I'll just wash with that. Then we're going to highlight with gunmetal over top of all the metallic parts. And then we'll do the gold. So we're starting out with bronze, and I'm just basing the trim on his pads with this color. And then I'll wash all that bronze with this blue wash. The Vallejo washes, they almost act as like a weathering paint as well. Whenever it dries, it gets really corroded looking over the bronze. Gives it a nice weathered look once it dries. And then I highlighted with polished gold. And that's what the finished trim work looks like. And I went ahead and white dotted the eyes and did a dead white dry brush over the helmet very lightly. And due to it being hard to record the way I did the green eyes, was using that poisonous cloud with an airbrush, and then using that dark green ink wash 1-to-1 with water, and just washed over it. And then the sigils, or the purity seals, those are just pure red ink, and then skeleton bone, and then washed with a brown wash. And that's what it's looking like. For the base, I just used a skeleton bone dry brush, and then I used a rust pigment powder over top of that. And that's then finished. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next. Consider subscribing if you like this, and I'll have more in the future. Thank you.